We're also marking the end of this badass era with 6 unique special editions. These bus models are not going to be available for order. None of you can order them. We're going to configure and build every one of them. And we're going to ship them to the top volume muscle car dealers in the country. So the key is lock up your allocation as fast as you can for that last year.
So it looks like we have some new information on the last call editions, and also that the 2023 order breaks have opened up finally for Dodge. So let's get into all the latest info and see where all these cars are finally going. Looking around on the Hellcat forums, I stumbled upon this graphic about the 2023 last call editions. This looked like it was sent to dealers and leaked out on the website. The most important thing that I see here, or lack of seeing, is any mention of the 7th final edition car. The car that Tim Knisis claimed that was destined for the history books.
That 7th car, right there under the wraps, that car is destined for SEMA this year. And it is destined for the history books. If you doubt me, check the license plate because I can guarantee you that's the clue.
But it seemed more likely it's just destined to be history at this point. So I have to believe that since Dodge won't even give dealers any info on the 7th final edition car, or even put on the chart how many will be available, or even how they will even allocate it, I'm thinking CARB is the number one reason we have not heard of this car. Just like I was saying with the TRX getting delayed for months for no reason back in 2020, I think CARB is biting Dodge as well. Just like with the stage kits, we haven't seen almost a year since being announced, and we still have no clue when they'll be released. But let's get into the breakdown of where the other 6 final edition cars are going. Now, I don't have a list of the top 500 dealers in the country, but most of you guys online pretty much know the top volume dealers. I would prefer Dodge to pick like the top 10 dealers in each state, for example, and send those cars there instead of this list of 500 dealers, but whatever. And based on Ram claiming that some dealers will only get 1 special edition TRX, when I've seen some get 2 or 3, I would like to see if Dodge holds true to this chart that we're seeing right now. So the top 200 dealers in the country will get 12 allocations total, not 12 of the same car or a couple here and there, but they're going to get 1 pitch black Shakedown Scat Pack wide body and 1 Destroyer Gray Shakedown narrow body, 1 plum purple wide body Super B Scat Pack, and 1 B5 blue narrow body version. And you're going to see this same thing continue where the dealer is only going to get 1 of each color that all these editions come in. So moving down the list, dealers are going to get 1 F8 green, 1 white knuckle, and 1 Sublime green Challenger Swinger Scat Pack. And then they'll get the same thing with the Charger version of the Swinger wide body version with 1 F8 green, 1 white knuckle, and 1 Sublime green version. Then we move up to the Jailbreak final editions. Only the top 300 dealers will get 1 Challenger Black Ghost edition and 1 Charger King Daytona edition. So for the top 200 dealers, they will get a total of 12 final editions. Now we move down to the 201 and 300 dealer range, they'll basically get the same allocations, but minus the Sublime Green Challenger and Charger Swinger final editions, taking their total allocations down from 12 to 10 totals. And as I was saying when I broke down each final edition, Dodge didn't tell anyone how many of each car they would paint in certain colors. Now we know for sure that for the Swinger, for example, there will be 500 F8 green cars, 300 white knuckle cars, and 200 Sublime green Chargers, and then we'll get the same number for the Challenger version. I would have rather Dodge make more Shakedown and Super B final editions than Swingers. I personally don't like the Swinger, and I think it's maybe the dumbest edition that they made so far. But at least with the Shakedown, you're getting a very sinister looking Scat Pack, and then the Super B final edition is basically like a budget Charger super stock that Dodge never offered. It'll be interesting to see if someone does like a Hellcat swap with a Super B and basically make a Charger super stock that Dodge also never made. Now for dealers 301 to 500, they'll only get 6 allocations. 1 black Shakedown edition, 1 white Shakedown edition, 1 Super B in plum purple, 1 in B5 blue, 1 F8 green Challenger Swinger, one F8 green Charger Swinger, and no Hellcat Final Editions. So if you know if your dealer is one of the top in the country, good luck getting one of these Final Editions, and good luck with the ADM games I know some of these guys are going to play. Because if the top 200 dealers are only getting one of these Final Editions, I smell a bidding war. I would have rather seen these cars broken up to several dealers in each state, so dealers can be like, we're the only ones in this area to get this car, you gotta pay our ransom or you're not getting them. We haven't heard any news anywhere about Dodge wanting dealers to not mark up these cars. I've already seen a few examples such as this, that once the car hits the lot and is not custom ordered, it's going to get marked up. How high up? Now that'll be the question. And also seen this snippet right here, where some dealers are not even going to offer employee pricing for some of you guys that actually work for the company. So as I said earlier, go get your orders in. And apparently the 2023 order banks have just opened up. Now I was told it'll be in November, which really isn't that far off, but I do have to question, where is Dodge's horsepower locator at?
This is going to be really tough. It's going to be almost an impossible task to make everybody happy. We're not going to. But what we can do, and this is important, we can allocate every single unit that we're going to build for that final run in advance. So everyone will get one shot, one opportunity to get one of those final Brampton Hemi cars. So in October this year, we're going to tell you every unit that we're going to build for the final 12 months of production by trim and by dealer. And then we're going to update that weekly on DodgeGarage.com. So you're going to know where every single Hemi Charger, Challenger, RT, Scat Pack, Hellcat, Red Eye, you name it, where it's going. Think about it as a horsepower locator.
How can the order banks be open and people are supposed to find allocations or final editions and we don't know where none of them are going to be at? I was looking around Dodge Garage and I don't see any updates on the horsepower locator, no new open garage doors, no mention of the third significant vehicle that Dodge said they would show, that pretty much everyone has forgotten about, or any new information about stage kits. So make sure if you guys put in an order, ask the dealer if they have an allocation. Just like what Tim Knisis said, they don't want you putting in orders with dealers that doesn't have an allocation and you're waiting for your dream car that's never going to arrive.
Because we don't want any customers putting in orders at dealers that may not earn allocation for what they're looking for. We don't want you waiting for your dream car that's never going to get delivered. So if you got your heart set on a Red Eye, a Jailbreak, a Superstock, a Scat Pack, whatever, we're going to tell you exactly which dealers are going to have access to those models. It's kind of ironic, really, that a brand that's known for making so much smoke is taking transparency so seriously to make sure everyone is taken care of. Now, if that wasn't enough, and you're really paying attention, and you're really quick with the math,
and it's real troubling that there is no mention of the 7th final edition. It's going to be real embarrassing if Dodge has removed the alleged 900-ish horsepower back down to around the 840 range like the Demon and barely beat that car because they can't get CARB approval. Because it doesn't make sense that a supply chain has prevented this car from being shown at SEMA months after Speed Week. We've seen multiple new Hornets, we've seen the EV muscle car, we're going to see a custom direct connection Charger Daytona EV at SEMA, some more direct connection stuff. So Dodge can build all these new cars, but a Challenger has been in production for decades, a car I know for a fact that since last year has been tested inside of production plants that my sources have told me about. It has been getting work done by vendors for updated suspension components, and then Dodge puts a tune on Wesley Motorsports' Pike Peak Charger to run on an ethanol tune earlier this year. And now all of a sudden, this car can't be shown at SEMA, and we might not see it until sometime next year. It smells like CARB approval is what's holding this car back, like when the same thing happened with the TRX and Ram had to go behind the scenes and redesign the exhaust system. Early TRX builds were held up in the plant while Ram was swapping out the exhaust system and trying to rush them out of the door, but all of a sudden Dodge has to pull the 7th edition and you see no mentions of this car anywhere. Nothing on Dodge Garage, nothing from interviews with Tim Knisis, and nothing on Dodge's various social media channels. I'm just gonna say, Dodge, maybe the next time you should wait to get approval to do something. Don't announce stage kits until they are approved and then just surprise everyone. Don't announce a 7th final edition that you can't get approved. You don't know if you can get approved. And then everyone's looking at you going like, when is the car gonna come out? It's gonna be shown in December. It's gonna be shown in January. How is this gonna work when everyone has their allocations already in for orders? Because you told everyone to get your orders in quick, but then no one knows when the 7th edition car gonna come out. And then people's gonna have to they're going to cancel orders if they could get this car. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. But let me know what you guys think about how Dodge is spreading out allocations for all these final editions. Do you think there'll be a bidding war for these cars? Do you think dealers gonna hold on to them for years for a ransom? And what do you guys think about the lack of the horsepower locator or the lack of info when it'll actually go online? I leaked the online shipping tracker months ago, and if I get any information about a horsepower locator, I'll be sure to update you guys. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel if you already done so. Pick up some merch on your way out. And until the next video, I'm out.